Hari Om. Good evening. Hello Ramki. Hello Daddi. Yatindra ji, good evening. Vivek, hi. Lakshmi ji, namaskar. Sunil, happy to see you.
Hello sir.
Kumar, video में आ जाओ.
Hari Om.
Hari Om Viji, come on video. Yeah.
Hari Om. Thank you.
Venkat, Chitapa, Shanti, all of you come on video.
Good evening.
Good evening, good evening. Sunil, ऑफिस में बैठे हो?
Sir.
Kumar, you're home or in office?
Both together.
अच्छा, working from home.
Work from home.
Working from home in the office which is at home. Hello Vijaya.
Hello.
Hello.
Working from home.
Vijaya, you're back in India or you're still in US?
I'm in India only.
Okay, okay. Namrata ji, good evening. Please come on video. Chitapa. Shanti, Venkat.
Yes, hi Suresh.
Yes, on video please.
Yes, I'll come.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Namrata ji, namaskar.
Namaskar.
Hi, Venkat.
Excuse me on video.
Excused you on video, okay. Maybe you're at a place where video should not be switched on.
Yes. Office.
We'll start with our prayer and then I will start the talking. Chitapa, you put thumbs up, but you're not switching on video. Probably you're also outside somewhere. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, in the next half an hour, we'll only have fun. Okay. थोड़ा टाइम पास करते हैं. टाइम पास क्या करना है? Some of you have been attending this webinar week on week basis. Almost all of you have watched this on YouTube. And it's been a wonderful journey. I just now checked out the day on which we started. We started on Teachers' Day, September 2021. And today we are on the, what do you call that, the cusp of our Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsav. Correct. So it's a nice journey. When I started, I had absolutely no clue what I was going to do. I just thought that, okay, it's a good day, Teachers' Day. I should start something which is going to be beneficial to everybody. And bas chalu kar diya. And the way all of you have participated, you have come back with your comments, feedback, how it has sort of impacted you in some way or the other. You have shared it with me on WhatsApp or sometimes even during the presentations. So really happy to do have been some use. So today what will happen is, you see that one of the participants is CIF Swami Advayananda. Swamiji will join us at 7:15. So before that, what I want to do is I'll call out one by one, because nobody wants to volunteer. हाँ मैं बात करेगा. I'll call out one by one. Please, what I want you to do is only simply share, if at all, this journey has made any difference at all to your understanding. I'm not saying it is going to make a difference to your life, because everybody is going through a different journey. But to your understanding of this subject called how we can make meaning out of our life, in whatever way it has made a difference. Just share snippets, like a simple thing like, somebody has been learning the chanting of Bhagavad Gita all these years, and suddenly they realized, oh, this is what it means. This is how it is going to make a difference to my life. Or somebody has been understanding Gita in some way or the other and probably did not get a lot of ideas about what it is, and then maybe you got some, let's say, headway. You made some headway into understanding. Anything, whatever comes to your mind, I don't want you to say you did a good job. That is not why I am saying. I don't want you to say that. Just if at all it is making a difference to you, and any perspectives that you feel that the others also must, can share. Please come about and speak up. So I am going to ask somebody who's not at all attended any of the sessions thus far, and probably maybe one, I don't know, Vivek.
Yeah, this is the first time.
Yeah. Vivek is a very dear friend of mine. Very dear friend of mine. He is very busy with his business, but he has always been, looking upon some sort of sanity when it comes to having a discussion on business or anything to do with practical issues. So, Vivek, I think I will ask you to open something, whatever comes to your mind.
Yeah, good evening, all. Unfortunately, I could not attend a single session. When Suresh asked me, I made it sure that today I will definitely join this. So I came home early. And I was most probably I was the first one to join the meeting.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Anyway, coming back to the subjects, I'm trying to implement some of the things in my life, and hopefully it should make changes in some relationship and business understanding kind of thing.
Yes, that's true, Vivek. That's perfectly.
That's what I can share right now.
Perfect.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Vivek.
Thank you.
Chittappa meaning he's my uncle. He's my dad's younger brother. He's from Coimbatore. You are muted, Chittappa.
Unmute. Okay, fine.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Yeah. See, I also did not start from the very beginning because I didn't know about it, and then somewhere in between I joined. But from whatever I have experienced, it has been a very, very fulfilling kind of experience, because we all understand as human beings, it is a desire that drives our aspirations in life. At the same time, the Gita advocates that we must have nishkama karma. So I was just trying to figure out during these discussions with Mr. Suresh as to how do we reconcile this contradiction. And then some of the things that he said made me possibly realize that, if you really look at the way God has created the various species, most of the species, like say, for example, tigers or lions or monkeys, they all look alike, significantly look alike. Maybe some nuances, maybe there are small differences. But when it came to human beings, God really created each one of us as unique, and they say that you possibly, throughout your lifetime, you can never meet another person exactly like you.
Yes.
So the question is, why did he do that? Why did he make a distinction with respect to human beings? There must be a purpose, isn't it? And that is the very purpose which I believe the spiritual journey is all about. Okay, so that is the reason why I think that unlike other species, they all act instinctively. In other words, there is a stimulus and there is a reaction. Whereas in the case of human beings, we have a choice. We have a choice at the moment of a stimulus. We have a choice to respond using our intellect, which perhaps is the highest form of intellect that God has given to our species.
So true.
So therefore, I mean, what Mr. Suresh also has been explaining all along is that that moment of choice, the ability to discriminate, and the ability to take a dispassionate, distant view of you as a person is what is the root of the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. He interspersed it with so many Bollywood songs. And at one point in time, I also made a comment that it is as if Bollywood has completely explained Bhagavad Gita in a very nice form. So the fact that the encapsulated wisdom of this ageless text has been made available to us through 39 sessions. Thanks a lot. Sarvam Krishna Arpanamastu.
Thank you very much, Chitwa. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Namrata ji.
Yeah.
So I joined these sessions just out of coincidence. I was going through bad phase and suddenly this came out of nowhere actually. And I thought, let me give it a try. Earlier on several occasions, I had tried to read Gita on my own, various translations, and issue was that I always got stuck in chapter 1.
Dilemma.
And yeah, and when I deliberately decided, okay, now I have to move further and read chapter 2. When I started reading, and I found everything Krishna was trying to say is something godly. Human cannot do this. And my interpretation was, Krishna का क्या है? उसका काम बोलना है,
बोल के
दिया।
चला गया.
हम तो इंसान है, हमें तो इसी दुनिया में रहना है. Kind of that attitude was
true.
there. So one thing in this, I also couldn't attend all the sessions, but I tried to attend as many as possible because this time coincides with my walking time, which I don't want to miss because as per Krishna, I have to take care of my body also. So that was one thing. Secondly, by this time, I had developed an attitude कि जो काम नहीं करना पड़े, मतलब mainly the difficult tasks or unpleasant tasks, उसको avoid करने का मेरा sort of makeup हो चुका था कि because उसकी cost बहुत ज्यादा आ रही थी हर बार, मतलब unpleasant thing है and you have to perform that, cost was prohibitive. And Gita gave me these sessions gave me that idea that I must not be bothered about the cost. I must fulfill my duty because I am in that situation.
True.
And I am put in that situation because I am capable of doing something. Otherwise, बहुत सारी दूसरी और बुरी situations होती है जिसमें मैं नहीं चाहती हूँ. तो मैं exposure मेरा नहीं होता है. वो situation के बारे में मुझे पोस्ट एक्शन मालूम पड़ता है. तो कुछ सिचुएशन है जो रिपीटेडली मेरी लाइफ में आती हैं, उसका पर्पस है कि आई हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ एबिलिटी टू डील विद दैट काइंड ऑफ सिचुएशन. एंड सिंस मैं ये सेशन से जस्ट पहले एक अनप्लेजेंट सिचुएशन से गुजरी थी और आई हैड टू गो थ्रू इट अनविलिंगली दो, एंड आई हैड दिस थिंग इन माइंड कि मैंने जो किया है वो I bore several losses, but मेरे को वो मन में था कि क्या मैंने सही किया है या अधर्म किया है. मतलब मेरी वजह से बहुत सारे लोगों को तकलीफ भी हुई because of that action. तो वो एक dilemma था which I started reading after your sessions also. I used to read same verses again, read translations, and I realized unknowingly I could do what I was expected to do in what way I was expected to do.
Superb.
मेरा complete surrender था उन those situations. मेरे को कितनी बार लगा इसमें गीता को जो sessions हुए उसको सुन करके कि it is my story which is being shared.
So true, so relevant, very true, very true.
कहीं पे भी ये नहीं लगा कि I was never an Arjuna. मेरे को अभी भी यही लगता है मैं ही मेरे को सेंटर में रख के और ये स्टोरी लिखी गई है. इट्स जस्ट रिपीटिंग, टेलिंग द वर्ल्ड की क्या हुआ.
Very true.
That was one thing. Secondly, outcome of this is that I have started reading Gita seriously, and I am also part of another group where each verse is discussed thoroughly. Which you know, another friend Mitesh Katira is.
I know. True.
So I'm part of that group, and I'm enjoying discussions over there also thoroughly.
So nice.
It's one of the thing which has happened good,
Very
and
nice.
I'm continuing on my this journey of
Wonderful.
understanding it. Of course, it will take lifetimes to reach there, but I am on that path.
Very
Thank
good.
you very much,
Very
Suresh.
good. Thank you, Namrata ji. Thank you very much. Shanti.
Yes, Suresh.
Yes.
Good evening and to everyone here too. Suresh, before when you started this Gita, Bhagavad Gita meaning, we had already started chanting the Bhagavad Gita. So very keen to know how the meanings would be, because we were not aware so much about the meanings. But seriously, I never knew. I thought it will be against the slokas. The meanings would be against the slokas. You would just the sloka would be recited, and you would just tell us the meanings. I never ever expected that it would be even explained in this way, like taking it in our practical way, how the life we have to take life each day, like just how you explained us all the examples. We could relate it right from our childhood till now. The examples that you had given us at every situation, like what the mother would do, father would do, what the child would do, and when you grow up and what your husband will react or the kid, we could relate everything like how you said. So it has made a lot of changes, like every now the patience and things that we have to really bring into our life. Definitely it has made a great change. Listening to most of the sessions I've attended, and it's been very inspiring and very motivating. Every sessions of yours, it's never been boring. Actually, the 1 hour has been going very smoothly each and every time, and it's really your sincere efforts and hard work. We have to appreciate that, and you've been always a great mentor and guide to us, Suresh. And we would like to learn more and more from you in future. God bless you. Best wishes to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hari Om. So nice of you, Shanti. Kumara,
Yes, sir.
speak up. Come on video and speak up. Oh, Vijay is also with you. Both of you can talk, because both of you have been attending regularly. You are muted, Kumar. You can. I think you are speaking through Vijay's mic. Go ahead. Yeah. वो चुपके में बोलते हैं ना, आप नहीं दिख रहे हो, आपका कान दिख रहा है, मुझे कुछ नहीं दिख रहा है, ब्लैंक स्क्रीन दिख रहा है, तुम लोग दोनों बीच में आओ.
Yes, sir.
Where is
Good
Vijay?
evening, Guruji.
Vijay, you should be next to him. Ah, that's better. Go ahead.
Very good evening. Thank you very much, Guruji. Excellent session. Really. Hello.
Ah, yeah, go ahead. I'm listening. We are all listening.
Okay. Can I start?
Yeah, go ahead, please. We are listening.
Hello?
We are listening.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you, Kumar.
Hello. Okay.
Yeah.
The most important thing is it has increased our patience, actually, to be very frank with you.
Wonderful.
And best thing is we have stopped expectation from anybody, for that matter. Previously there was very great expectation, like when you switch on something, abhi ka bhi ye chahiye. When you do something, abhi ka bhi ye return aana chahiye. That we have ourselves slowed down, and expectation has gone down tremendously.
7.5 bill of entry இருக்குல்ல, அது
Hello.
திராவிடன்.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. And taking things very coolly, and as short-temperedness, there was a lot of short-temperedness within me. That has gone down. We are getting now frequent irritation was there previously. That has gone down.
Hello.
Vijay, go ahead.
Hari Om, Anna.
Hari Om.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you so much, first of all, for sharing. In fact, it's a teaching what you have done for us, not just sharing, but you're very humble in that way, telling that I'm sharing this. So that itself, we have to learn from you. You have never showed that guru attitude to us. Always, I share this. I share my experience. So thank you so much for everything. And I want to share something like before Gita, how it was for me, and after Gita. So I've seen you performing in many in many stages, like very coolly, very confidently used to perform. It was very amazing for me. How come you could sing so, with full confidence and hosting on one side and making arrangements on the other side? How come so? We with one or two songs, we are so feared, we are fearful and
nervous.
so nervous. So how come it is? So I thought maybe you've been singing for years, and so that's why maybe. But when I learned Gita, I really understood that you have surrendered yourself totally to the Lord, and you have dropped the thinking that I'm doing it, the doership. You have totally dropped it, and you put your effort also. That I got to learn lots from you, I should say, than from Gita. But later on, I understood that we were following Gita. That's all. But so, and really, I also tried that whatever you have been teaching us, I tried to dwell more on it and try to implement it. And I could see the result that last time when I performed, there was a very least trace of nervousness or whatever. It was very least, I should say. So that is a very great achievement for me. And so thank you so much for teaching us. And also earlier there was a lot of complaints within me that I had to do this work, that work, how much this. But you taught us that duty is like a worship. You have to do each and every act as a worship. It becomes a karma yoga. So now there is full satisfaction in each and every work. There is no complaint. In fact, life seems to be very peaceful and satisfactory. That each and every act is not for myself or for any other person, but it's just for the Lord. It's just a worship, and throughout the day we are just worshiping. When we are worshiping the Lord, there is no complaints. No complaint will come. We are not going to complain for anything. So, and also you taught us how to handle anger as a tool. So earlier we were fully into the anger. Now we have understood that really whether that anger is needed or not, whether how it has to be used and why the anger comes, why is it happening. So it's more of witnessing ourselves. What are we doing here? Why are we getting angry? What is the reason? So more of analyzing, self-analyzing.
Very good. Good observations.
Really wonderful.
Very good observations. Wonderful.
Thank you so much, Anna. Thank you for all this. And as Kumar said, yes, we look forward for more and more sessions. And one thing is, the more we have to dwell, the more we have to implement, then the transformation happens. Thank you so much.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. Sunil. You are muted.
Yeah. So I started the session somewhere midway, I think maybe 3-4 months back. But I would say I was lucky enough meeting Suresh every week or every alternate week whenever he used to come for Rotary meetings. And through a lot of my interactions with him, though I may have attended a few sessions here, a lot of things which were conflicting, I mean, with regard to Gita, he cleared those things. So many places I felt that whatever God has said is wrong. I mean, it is not correct. So he was the one who cleared those misunderstandings or whatever misconceptions I had, or I understood whatever was written. So yes, that is my experience.
Thank you, Sunil. Thank you very much. Narayan Swami.
Yeah. Good evening. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Guruji. Yeah, for nearly 1 year, you have been enlightening us with your thoughts on Bhagavad Gita. The lectures were really inspiring and gave us food for thought. I really like the way you embellished the lectures with small anecdotes and especially the film songs after the occasion. Thank you very much. Hope to have more such lectures, spiritual and motivational lectures from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Narayan Swami. Thank you very much. Yatindra ji, you are muted. You are muted.
Good evening to all.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. See, Gita, basically whatever we hear, ये सब चीजें they are in there in our Hindu way of sanskar, you call it.
Correct.
And Gita has been interpreted, written and differently by thousands of people. And they speak in their own ways, and each way has its own way of understanding. And how does it make dent in you? That is a bigger issue. Some people give Gita by illustrating the stories, something different. And what does this hearing teach you, or how do they help you immediately? See, first point, they help you to validate your thought process. They help you to develop a new thought process system. And the way you illustrated it with songs, again, that dent is a deeper dent. So it's a question of learning and relearning. And this is what the type of things that you have given. See, I lived a entire life with the one principle: living in the world, renouncing the world. And this system, and with na kahu se bair, na kahu se dosti, na kisi se algav, na lag, na mere ko algav hai, kisi se na lag hai. I am neutral to all. And I lived my entire life with this system. In fact, sharing was my part of my life right from the beginning. I had some cows. I looked after them. We had a cow keeper also. So whatever dry fruits I used to get, I used to share with the cow also.
Oh, so nice.
So that was a kind of bringing up that we have in our sanskar.
Correct.
Or person like you have further made a deep dent into that. I cannot go chapter wise what I learned from a chapter, what I learned from this thing, but it is a making of overall life.
True.
They help you to groom your thoughts. They help you to groom the environment around you.
Thank you.
And it's a kind of namak. what happens, when it happens, how it will affect, and it is a continuous activity that has happened.
Thank you very much,
You
Yatindra ji.
have given a boost to it. And one more point about your personality, I'll talk to you. Now, one day I saw a big board outside Mumbai in Dheri or Oshiwada. On an average, Mumbaikar smiles once in 5 days. I said that I was working with Mr. Kabra. He's a chartered accountant in Bombay. So I put a board outside our office. Kabra ji has never smiled in his life. So when I see a chartered accountant talking on these issues, I see God made us so versatile, and why have we dropped our complete personality and gone on non-productive issues? That is not life. See, I talk on motivation also. I took many seminars.
Yatindra ji, sorry, I'm interrupting you. Sorry, I'm interrupting you. Swamiji has already come.
Yes.
I will ask my better half to have the last word before I hand over to Swamiji.
No, carry on.
Sorry, Yatindra ji.
No issues.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Rajni, you will have the last word, like always.
Hari Om, everyone. Excepting, I think, 2 or 3 sessions. I've attended almost all the sessions. But I'll make it very short. I started chanting actually since last year, and I really enjoyed chanting. But every time I would try to read the meanings, it would just go bounce off. But after attending Suresh's sessions, he explained everything in the most practical way, that we play Krishna and Arjuna roles every day in our lives. That's all I understood. And it became very smooth and easy. And in the first chapter where Arjuna keeps on complaining, like, this is not right, that is not right. We do that every day. So, and what I learned is, like, just do your duties and leave. Don't expect anything. Just keep doing your duties. Do your dharmas properly. Everything will go on well. And there is always a Krishna to guide us. So
thank you, Rajni.
Suresh. You are my biggest guru.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. So I request now all of you to please put your mics on mute. You can leave your videos on. Swamiji has just joined. I want to Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om.
Hari Om Swamiji. So happy to have you here with us. So happy. I can't tell you, I'm getting goosebumps when I'm even seeing you here on screen.
Suresh ji.
So to all of you, Swami Advayanandaji is the Acharya for Chinmaya International Foundation. This is about 40 kilometers away from Kochi. This is a center established by Swami Chinmayanandaji, the Gurudev, Puja Gurudev of Chinmaya Mission, as a research institute for Sanskrit. He established this in about now 30 years ago. And Swamiji is the Acharya, the head of that institution. Swamiji is a very, very great Vedantic scholar. He is a wonderful teacher. Swamiji is now at the moment conducting a Vedanta Sadhaka course, a one-year residential course for spiritual seekers there at Cochin. He is also instrumental in a home study course called Master Gita, Master Life, which is a home study course conducted under Chinmaya International Foundation. But most importantly, the most dearest association I've had with Swamiji is when we set out to establish the University for Chinmaya Mission. Swamiji and me were like a two-man army in the initial stages. Every idea we used to bounce off with each other, every thought, every meeting, everything that happened in the initial stages of the university, it was like, two people under Gurudev's umbrella, walking together towards a common vision which Gurudev had laid for us. So it's a very dear relationship between me and Swamiji. So that's the best introduction I can give for Swamiji. So Swamiji, please carry on from here.
Suresh ji, Hari Om. Rajni ji, Hari Om. And all of
Hari
you.
Om, Swamiji.
Hari Om, Rajni ji. And all of you who are here, I could also listen to some of your expressions of gratitude, love, and lots of joy you have gone through.
And Suresh has said that we share a very, very deep bond, which is very, very true. And I cannot tell how much I love him. And it's very, very difficult to express that. And not just love, how much also I'm grateful to Puja Gurudev for sending Suresh ji. This Chinmaya Vishwavidyapit University that we have here, Suresh ji said there was a two-man army, but I would like to say there was only a one-man army. And that was Suresh ji. He just worked, keeping Puja Gurudev in his heart. When I say Puja Gurudev, I refer to my teacher, Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmayanandaji, in his heart. And the way he did it, it was magic. It was nothing. When I say it was magic, that's a very, very poor word, because it was more than magic what he accomplished. In a very, very short span of time, it has never happened in the history of the country that a university could be established. So what Suresh ji accomplished, he became the very hands of Puja Gurudev. When Bhagavan Shri Krishna says to Arjuna, Nimitta matram bhava savya sachin. In the 11th chapter, Vishwarupa Darshana time, Bhagavan says to Arjuna, Arjuna, you become an instrument in my hand. And that is what Suresh ji was. So when he called me a few days back, a week ago I think, and he said that Swamiji, this Bhagavad Gita I have been sharing with a group of people. Swamiji, would you be able to come for that Valedictory program? So I was, first of all, I was very, very happy that Suresh was reflecting on the Bhagavad Gita. So that gave me a great joy. I knew that he used to write blogs, and then he also started the Bhagavad Gita. But to know that he has persistently taken it forward and gone up to the completion. That is Bhagavan's grace on him. Surely. And Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself says, there's nobody more dear to me than the one who shares this knowledge. Right? In the 18th chapter, you must have. So, Sureshji, you are very, very dear to God now. I'm very, very happy. Well, now that you have gone through the entire Bhagavad Gita, right? And I heard also how much you're all benefited by this. So, let me just share some stray thoughts here and there, and then you can see. The Bhagavad Gita starts with this verse, is it not? Dharma kshetre, kurukshetre, samaveta yuyutsavaha, mamaka pandavaschaiva, kima kurvata sanjaya. Right here, you can see the problem which Dhritarashtra has caused for himself. And you know, some people, when they cause problem for themselves, it's not that they cause problem only for themselves, because they are sitting in such a position that the problem they cause becomes a problem for the whole, for the entirety, for the whole nation. That is what Dhritarashtra has created problem. Now you see that verse, how he says. He asks Sanjaya to please tell me what is happening. But how is he telling you? Watch. Amakaha Pandavaschaiva Kima Kurvata Sanjaya. Mamakaha. Mamakaha means my own people. Pandavaha and the Pandavas. My own people and the Pandavas. Look at that. He has divided his own children, his own family. He is divided into two. Mine and my brother's children. It's family, you see. But when you divide, then all problems start. When there is only one and you see plurality, and when you divide, that division is happening in the mind. That will create all the problem. Division is the problem. When you see one, there is no problem. When you divide, there is problem. So Bhagavan Shri Krishna, I mean in the Bhagavad Gita, right in the first verse, you can see what causes problem. Now, you just move forward in the Bhagavad Gita. So there is that case, isn't it? Incidents, right? Where Arjuna is telling Bhagavan Shri Krishna, please take my chariot in the midst of both the armies, so that I can have a look at all the people with whom I can, with whom I have to engage myself in this battle. Arjuna says that, right? And then what does Bhagavan Shri Krishna do? Senayor Ubhayor Madhye. So places the chariot. Now you see what Arjuna is telling. Now there again you will see the problem. He says, Arjuna says, Tatra, Bhagavan, now first Arjuna says, Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Ratam Stapaya Me Achyuta Tairmaya Sakayodhavyam Asmin Ranasamudyame. And then what does he do there? No, he is supposed to, what he had told Bhagavan Shri Krishna, please place it in the midst of two armies so that I can have a look at with whom I have to engage myself. But what is he saying? You watch now. Tatra Pashyat Stitan Partha Pitrunada Pita Mahan Acharyan Matulan Vashuran Pratrun Putran Rakim Tata Senayo Ubayo Tan Samikshisa Kaunteya Sarvan Bandhu Navastitan. And then what happens to him? Kripaya Paraya Vishtaha Vishidantam Idam Abravit. Now you see what has happened to him. Now he has gone there, and rather than doing his duty objectively, what is happening? He loses his objectivity and sees them as what? Sees them as my friends. Sees them as my relatives. Sees them as what? My grandfather. Now you are a soldier, you are a soldier of the army, and you are, and the whole country is expecting you to do the duty. Now you are going there and you are seeing in a personal manner, where you have to be very objective. There if you involve your subjectivity, and there when you see others not as what you have to do, but rather as my brothers, my cousins. Now you see here, where objectivity goes away because of I and my coming. Same problem of Dhritarashtra, I, my and others. Now here also same problem of Arjuna, I, my. I remember a very nice incident. You know, Chinmaya Mission, we have various centers, different places, and each center has got a committee. The committee will have a president, a secretary, treasurer. For managing the affairs, then you have all these kinds of things. So in one mission center, Gurudev received a letter. The sum and substance of the letter is, I want to resign. That was sum and substance. Okay. So, explaining the reason why he wants to resign. So, that person, that secretary, he writes, I have joined the mission so many years back, and for so many decades, I have been serving the mission with total dedication, and my feelings have not been considered, and my thinking has not been accepted, and my Tandava, dance of I and my in that whole letter. You know what Gurudev did? Reply? He circled all the I, then circled all the my, and then he said, total number of I, 75. Total number of my, some number 120. And then he says, you reduce it by half, your problem will become better. And you remove the problem and remove the I and my, your problem will be solved. Meaning, in life, all problems we cause for ourselves and for others by bringing in the I and the my. Right? The same Dhritarashtra problem. Arjuna got into that problem, I and my. And then Bhagavan starts the teaching. Isn't it? How did Bhagavan start the teaching? Ashocyanam vasochastvam pragnavadansya bhashase gatasuna gatasumsha nanusochanti pandita. You speak as though you are a very, very wise person, Arjuna, but look at what you are doing. You are weeping. Wise people don't grieve. Wise people, they do what they have to do. They don't break down in these kind of situations. In these kind of situations where it is very difficult, that's when you can see the real strength and the might of that wise person. Whereas you speak as though you are wise, but your behavior is very unwise. And then, where grief is there, see, look at what Bhagavan says, Nanu shochanti pandita. The wise people do not grieve. They only see what has to be done. And then they move forward objectively in doing what has to be done. Therefore, Bhagavan Shri Krishna, he diagnoses Arjuna's problem. You have got shoka, shoka is sorrow, and the shoka, where is it coming from? Any sorrow will have a deeper cause. Where is it coming from? The shoka is coming from moha, delusion. What is the meaning of delusion? There is a first error we have made. And what is that error? We have forgotten our true nature. And we have taken ourselves to be this body, this mind, this intellect. And our true nature is infinite. Our true nature is pure bliss. Our true nature is consciousness. We are that very core, that very life principle. Just as how water, the ocean, this and that, it's not water. If the water takes itself to be a wave, water takes itself to be a wave, forgetting that it is water. If it becomes a wave, then what happens? Every time the wave rises, the water will think, I am rising. Every time the wave goes down, falls down, the wave will think, the water will think, I am falling, I am dying. Birth and death and these changes are not for the water. They are only for the wave. But if I take myself to be the wave, then I will have to suffer the ups and downs of being a wave. But if I take myself to be a water, and I see myself to be the one indivisible truth in all the waves. Thus, Bhagavan gives for Arjuna the highest self-knowledge. Why? Because the delusion can be removed. And once the delusion, moha, goes away, then sorrow will have to go away. Because all sorrow springs from ignorance. So, Bhagavan tries to attack that ignorance. Why? Arjuna's sorrow will go away. Now, Bhagavan does not tell Arjuna, Arjuna, you are an army person. Come on, you are a soldier. At this point of time, you should not. No. Bhagavan does not do that. Why? Because Bhagavan sees that his problem is deeper. When you take yourself to be the body, then you have what? This is my friend. This is my enemy. This is my relative. These are others' relative. Now, this ignorance will be there. So just telling Arjuna, do your duty is not going to work. Because the problem of Arjuna is his sorrow veiling his understanding, his intelligence. Unless the sorrow is removed, the person will not be effective in life. Therefore, to remove the sorrow, Bhagavan tries to work at the delusion, a very deeper level. Like a doctor who sees that fever is not just fever, that fever is because of malaria and tries to attack that malaria germs rather than just giving some paracetamol. Same way Bhagavan looks at the deeper problem of Arjuna. And thus Bhagavan gives that knowledge of the self. But remember, knowledge of the self is very subtle. Yes, you may have an appreciation of the self, but appreciation is intellectual, which itself is a big thing, no doubt, but the actual experience of the self. Not just an intellectual appreciation, not just jnanam, but vijnanam. To gain that, the purity of mind is required. And in order that purity of mind can arise, Bhagavan gives a teaching to Arjuna of Karma Yoga. What is Karma Yoga? Karma Yoga is doing your duty as an offering unto the Lord, saying, Bhagavan, all the strength, all the energies, all the capacity, all the resources are what you have given me, what you have gifted me. Now with these, I serve you, because what I have is what you have given me, and therefore whatever I do is my offering unto you. What you have given me, Lord, is your gift to me. What I do is my gift unto you. That very doing becomes the worship. That becomes Karma Yoga. So in Karma Yoga, you do your duties as an offering to the Lord and accept the joys and sorrows which life gives as Bhagavan's prasad. And you know, when we take something as prasad, we don't have likes or dislikes. Is it not? In prasad, you don't have likes and dislikes. You go to a temple, you do your worship, and then the priest gives you the prasad. What is a prasad? The prasad is probably some piece of coconut or little mishri, the jaggery, whatever Bhagavan gives. And there you don't tell the priest, hey, I don't want coconut. Give me that sweet I want. You say that no, Bhagavan, you have given it. Whatever comes from you is good for me. It's your prasad, right? So that way, sukha and dukkha, joy and sorrow, are accepted as prasad, and the mind is able to go beyond the mundane. Is able to keep its energy and enthusiasm intact and not carried away by sukha and dukkha. The one who practices karma yoga gets that mental power and strength and ability to go and gain that knowledge of the self which Bhagavan gives. And this is what Bhagavan tells Arjuna, Nimittamatram bhava savyasachin. Be an instrument in my hands. Right? And thus the teaching goes on. Bhagavan takes this karma yoga, he explains karma yoga, he also explains the knowledge of the self, he also explains what is Bhagavan's real nature, and then says, my real nature, Arjuna, is one with you. Aham Atma Gudakesha. I am yourself. Where are you searching for me? I am just you yourself. If a fish were to search for water, if everywhere it is water only, but the fish is searching for water. Now do you think that is an intelligent search? The fish has to understand, I am water in and through. Water is everywhere. So that way, Arjuna, understand, I am in you, I am outside you, I am everywhere. I am everywhere, no, everywhere is in me. Time, space, object, everything is in me. Arjuna have this vision, and then he shows the Vishwarupa Darshana. For Arjuna to see everything is in the Lord and the Lord only, nothing but the Lord. The good is also the Lord, the evil is also Lord, happiness is also God, sorrow is also Lord, everything is Bhagavan. Now when you have that vision, then you rise above, you rise beyond, you transcend the pairs of dualities. Right? And the teaching goes further. And finally, Arjuna, Bhagavan asks Arjuna, Arjuna, did you understand? No? You understand? And then do as you want. Yatechasi tata kuru. Bhagavan says, I have taught you everything. Now do as you want. Reflect upon that and do as you want. I have done my duty. Bhagavan has no insistence. I have done my duty. Now you reflect upon it and do as you want. And then Arjuna says, my delusion is gone. My sorrow has ended. He does not say, I will do as I want now. No. He says, I will do what you have said. Karishye vachanam tava. That is that love, that is that devotion. And then Sanjaya declares finally, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdaraha, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutihi Dhruva Nitir Matinumama. Where there is Lord Krishna, where there is Arjuna, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, meaning where there is spiritual vision and where there is a practical application of intelligence and effort. Arjuna, where there is a combination of the divine and self-effort. Yatra Partho Dhanurdara. When this combined together, where God and man come together. Tatra, there, all glory, Shri, all victory, Vijayaha, all dharma, dhruva nitihi, everything is there, all prosperity, everything is there. Where man does not think that he is doing. Where man says, Bhagavan, where man keeps God in the heart and then does what has to be done. there everything is there. Thus, the Bhagavad Gita ends. Okay? This in short is the whole of Bhagavad, which you all studied for so many months. You are blessed to hear to it for so many months. I invoke the abundant grace of the Lord, of Puja Gurudev, on each and every one of you, and especially for Sri Suresh Ji, who has helped you throughout the journey. Right? Yes, as Suresh Ji was mentioning, in this institution we specialize in the Bhagavad Gita. We offer various courses of the Bhagavad Gita. I shall share the information with Suresh Ji and he can share with all of you later. But you all have been blessed to go through the Bhagavad Gita for so many. Thank you all very much. Lots of loving regards.
If anybody wants to have any question, I am inviting those whom I could not invite earlier to speak. Ramki, Jaya, Neelu, Vijaya, you could not speak earlier. If you have any questions, Priya, Raghu, any questions you have, Dadi, any questions you have, you please, Swamiji will be more than happy to give you some snippets of wisdom.
Hari Om, Swamiji. My name is Ramakrishnan.
Ramakrishnan ji, Hari Om.
Hari Om, Swamiji.
Hari Om.
Swamiji, I have just one point to ask. You mentioned about Karma Yoga just now. Whether the Karma Yoga is directly associated with giving peace of mind to any human being.
Yes, Karma Yoga immediately gives you equanimity. Karma Yoga immediately gives you equanimity. Why it immediately gives you equanimity? Because that expectation, it takes it off. We become disturbed when something does not meet our expectation. That's when we get disturbed. Now, if you remove the expectation, then where is the question of getting disturbed? Right? So, karmani eva adhikaraste ma paleshu kadachan. So, and mai sarvani karmani sanyasya. Do all actions for my happiness. Right? Now, when we keep ourselves to be the center of the action, then we have expectations. These are the two problems. But if we keep God as the center of our life, and when we say, Lord, please do what you think is right, I shall do my best, but I leave the rest, because in your wisdom, you know what is right, what is good, and what will actually help me. I may have my opinion on what is going to be good for me, but Lord, you know what is actually good. So this way, you take the expectation, the poison out of the action, then the action becomes purified. Then action is no more binding at all. Actually, action becomes liberating.
Hari Om, Swamiji. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hari Om.
Anybody else? Lakshmi ji, you want to ask anything?
Please.
Yeah, say, what are you saying?
I wanted to tell Guruji first my namaskaram. And then I want to tell him, I just now very recently I've started listening to Bhagavad Gita.
Oh, very nice.
And I believe Krishna is very practical in leading our lives. In the last question, when somebody asked about the karma, you said about karma, about equanimity. I would request you to explain to me once more.
See,
mute yourself, Lakshmi ji.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when you are asking to explain more about equanimity, you have anything specific you want to ask, or shall I just?
A general understanding of what is equanimity, Swamiji, I think that is what is sufficient.
You see, the mind, when it is, the mind has got a certain balance and serenity, which is its nature. Right? Now, when the mind becomes excited, that exciting can happen in two ways. One is excitement because of joy, and another is a negative excitement, so to say, which happens because of sorrow. So in joy, a person rises high, like an exhilaration. Right? And in sorrow, the person goes down, so to say. So these ups and downs are continuously there because we give value and importance to joy and sorrow. But if we give importance not to joy and sorrow, but actually to what is to be done, and accept joy and sorrow in the stride, and keep our attention on higher things in life. Right? So then what happens? The mind becomes freed, and the mind becomes naturally equanimous. Then in that equanimous mind, the efficiency will be very, very high. And all one's energies and capacities will be in full measure. Both joy and sorrow are distractions. Actually, there is no joy at all outside, really speaking, other than what we think it is joy. If there was actual joy somewhere outside, then everybody must be getting joy in that same thing. It is not there. For some, something is joy. For some, that same thing becomes sorrow. The real joy is the self. It is our nature. Forgetting this joy, we are searching for joy outside. So, a person who is able to be equanimous in that outside joy and sorrow gets the wisdom to see the inner joy. And then that person is established in that pure bliss. And that's when we call somebody Sthitaprajna, which you must have studied in your second chapter. That very same person is called as Gunatita in chapter 14. That very same person is called as Bhakta in chapter 12. Like that, Bhagavan gives a description of this person.
Swamiji, I think, with your permission, I think, Swamiji, shall I wind up? Because I think you already exceeded our time plan.
Yes. As per the schedule. Please.
Yes, Swamiji. Huh? And I apologize to those who could not come up with questions or I could not ask you to speak earlier or now. It's not out of design. It's just that, everybody had their own views. Thank you very much to all of you. But most importantly, Swamiji, really pranams to you and pranams to Pujya Gurudev for making you as a participant in this. I really am blessed. All of us are blessed with your wisdom. All of us are blessed with your words of encouragement for us to take our lives forward in the vision of Bhagavad Gita. Thank you very much, Swamiji.
Hariyom, Sureshji. Hariyom.
Swamiji, shall I close with the prayer?
Yes, Suresh. Yes, please.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you once again, Swamiji.
Hariom to everybody.
Hariom to everybody.
Thank you. Loving prayers.